assigned the task of keeping things under control in this division final is Brian Lewis, who ranks number 2 among officials in terms of playoff experience. Ron Finn and Gerald Gauthier are the linesmen. Mike Vernon, unbeaten in 2 games against the Oilers, is the Calgary goaltender. This is only Vernon's 4th playoff game. He won all 3 against Winnipeg. Grant Fuhr in goal for Edmonton is much more experienced. He's won 30 of the 40 postseason games he has played. Gary, a rather unusual starting lineup for the Calgary Flames.
Well, it's an intimidating lineup. Guys that like to play it rough, play it tough in the corners. But let's face it, Don, intimidation will not work against the Edmonton Oilers. This is for high stakes. You still have to put the puck in the net.
Neil Sheehy is at center against Mark Messier, with Hunter and Fotiu on the wings. McSorley and Anderson are on the wings for Edmonton. Fuhr plays it on the boards into the center ice area. The Oilers like to get that quick start. They did in the 2 games here at the Northlands Coliseum against the Vancouver Canucks, scoring after just 38 seconds in the first game, 33 seconds in the second. McSorley shoots it in. Messier tried to pick it up off the boards, unable to do so, and it's deflected into the center ice area.
I think something that you really have to watch at the very beginning, can the Calgary Flames skate with the Oilers? Can they bottle them up between the 2 blue lines and slow down the pace?
The whistle, the result of a 2-line pass as it went off Glenn Anderson's skates.
Well, of course, Don, we read a lot of newspaper clippings. Coach Sather and Coach Johnson had a few words to say to each other. I think possibly a lot of it takes the heat off their players. In fact, Lee Fogelin summed it up. He says, I don't read that kind of stuff in the newspapers. The only time I look at the sports page is to check the ball scores. And Tonelli just coming into his own right now in the trade. He had a groin pull and also being very devastated by the fact that he was traded from the New York Islanders. But the coaching staff feel that 4 Stanley Cups that he was on is going to be very vital to the confidence of the young players of the Flames.
This is Tonelli's first game in a Flame uniform against the Edmonton Oilers. He did not play in either the 4-4 tie or the 9-3 Calgary win. Kept in at the point, a long shot knocked down in front. It's deflected out into the center ice area. Reinhart spins around. Tonelli shot it in. It's driven right back out by the Oilers, and the Flames retreat into their own zone. In the center ice area, Tonelli takes a hit. Messier picks it up. He shoots it in. Now Messier goes to the bench in the chain. Tikkanen took a run at Paul Reinhart, missed him with a check. Reinhart missed that final game against Winnipeg in the preliminary round because of a back problem. Now in across the line, Tonelli in front, they score! He got it to Rybrow, and then McDonald hammered it in.
Well, something that the Calgary Flames talked about is since the Oilers are very aggressive, they tend to gamble, they will give us scoring chances. One of our keys in the first game is to make sure we're able to capitalize on the chances that are given to us. Well, let's keep an eye now as Rybrow just makes an excellent play. Look at McDonald, left uncovered to the right, and a perfect pass from Tonelli. So, the old guys, those experienced guys, get things going for the Calgary Flames.
McDonald from Tonelli and Sutter, and that comes at 1:27 for a 1-0 Calgary lead. McCowan battling along the boards, trying to get that puck out. Finally, he spots an opening and fires it down the ice. Coffey goes back to touch it for an icing call against the Flames. Stanley Cup 86 on CBC is coming to you from Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton.
One, two, three. Strike 4? What game is this anyway?
The Provincial. It's played every Friday.
And it's a hit, and he's going past first, and he's going around second, and he's going around third, and he's heading for fourth, and heading home.
Every Provincial ticket is good for 5 Fridays to win $500,000.
5 Fridays to strike it rich.
I love Fridays.
And the 13-year veteran Lanny McDonald has been on a tear, scoring his 10th goal, and this is 13th game. Great time to get hot for his hockey club.
Well, he had a big goal against Winnipeg, the overtime winner. He gets the Flames off to a quick start. Loose puck in the Calgary zone. Sheehy gets it on the wing to McDonald. McDonald into the center ice area. Smythe has problems handling it. It goes back into the Edmonton zone. Tonelli keeps it in along the boards, then he loses it, and it's brought out into the center ice area with McTavish working in across the Calgary line. McTavish bumped by Sheehy, plays it around to the other side. Tonelli unable to get it out. Here's Napier with a shot, and that shot did not get through as it was blocked by Johnson. The puck comes back into the center ice area. 17:40 remaining in the first period. Calgary in front by 1.
Since the Oilers are such a great team from moving it out of their own end up to the ice, the Calgary Flames, one way that they can try and stop that is eliminate the given goal. Once the pass is made, try and stop that thing.
Two-line pass to Mark Napier results in a whistle. Now with a Hockey Night in Canada update, here's Chris Cuthbert.
The Blues have struck quickly early in the second period in St. Louis. First, Mark Reed speeds in front to ex-Flame Gino Cavallini, who makes it 2-0 St. Louis, and then just 7 seconds later, it's Ron Flockhart moving in. He'll stop at the top of the circle. Big shot beats Ken Reagan. It's 3-0 St. Louis.
And 1-0 Calgary on a goal by Lanny McDonald. That goal coming at 1:27 of this opening period. The face-off just inside the Edmonton line. And penalties are coming up. Jim Poplinski is going off. Will Marty McSorley go with him? No, it's just Poplinski. The two of them were doing a little pushing and shoving.
And you know one thing too, John, is penalties are going to happen in this game. The thing is you don't want to take bad ones. There you see the retaliation by Jim Poplinski, and he puts his team in a position now where they have to try to stop this Oiler power play. Slashing at 2:34 to Poplinski.
That was one of Bob Johnson's concerns, the Oiler power play. He was also concerned about their penalty killing unit, which he says is very offensive-minded, even though they're a man short. Messier in across the line for Anderson. Anderson tried to get it back to the point to Gregg, but it was picked off by the Flames, Patterson, and dumped down the ice.
The coaching staff of the Flames said that if the Oilers were watching the replays, they would know that they're a little fancy on the power play. They want to shoot the puck a lot more. Let's see if it happens.
Gretzky tried to dump it in on the right side, looking for Coffey. The Flames get it, shoot it out into the center ice area. Penalty coming up as Dan Quinn was dumped as he attempted to break away from Randy Gregg.
That's a good way to draw penalties, by just moving at that puck and have the defenseman haul you down. Actually, Randy Gregg lost sight of it. It hit his skate, and now he's trying to find it. And you can see that Quinn is moving ahead of him. He had good position, and so he gets called on the trip.
1:27 remaining in the penalty to Poplinski as Randy Gregg goes to the box with 16:53 remaining in the opening period. It's a 1-0 game. The Flames leading the Oilers. Game 1 of this Smythe Division final. Pass intercepted. Risebrough with a drive. That's off the glass. Back at the point. Reinhart trying to keep it in. Finally picked up by Anderson. He breaks into the center ice area. Checked there by Risebrough, who got back very quickly. Pass intercepted by Lube. Lube with a shot. It sails wide. Anderson off the board. Having problems getting it out. Finally it's deflected to the neutral zone, but again Risebrough doing an excellent job of tying up his man. Into the neutral zone. Sutter gets it to Lube. Lube winds up a shot right on. Pure makes the save, and Charlie Huddy, playing his first playoff encounter of this 1985-86 season after missing the Vancouver series, brought it out. It was dumped back in. A two-line pass by Calgary.
Well, you mentioned that Bob Johnson had plenty of time to get his team ready. 5 days. They had a day off, and they went over a lot of things, all the possibilities that can happen in a game that they went over. Power play, penalty killing, full strength, and he summed it up. He said, well prepared, well rested, no injuries, good attitude. No excuses tonight. Now can we execute?
And of course the Flames have that quick jump on a Lanny McDonald goal at 1:27. Each team with a man in the penalty box. 37 seconds remaining in the penalty to Jim Poplinski. Gretzky to Curry in across the line. He's spun around, and McInnes dumps it out. Calgary very quickly jumping on those Edmonton wingers.
Well, that's what they have to do, Don. In other areas, stand up at the blue line. Don't back in.
Curry across the line. He drops it for Fogle, and it goes wide off the back of the net. Played by Vernon. Gretzky trying to keep it in as he came in from the point. Succeeds in doing so. Now McInnes goes back to his own net. McInnes into the center ice area for Quinn. Quinn trying to get around low. He's bumped into the board, and Fogelin goes back into his own zone for Edmonton. Now the Calgary Flames with the man advantage. 28 seconds remaining in the penalty to Randy Gray.
We played 5 minutes already, and the Oilers have not had a shot on net. So that tells you something, the job that the Flames are doing in the checking way.
The Flames with Otto now taking over in his own zone. Just 9 seconds remaining in the penalty. To Poplinski, he dumped it in. It's picked up by Huddy. Huddy is bumped back to the net. A penalty coming up here. Poplinski will be going off again as he corralled Huddy back at the Edmonton goal. Live on CBC, Hockey Night in Canada.
About 200 times a minute, someone, somewhere, chooses Esso gasoline.
No trouble.
Jim Poplinski draws the holding penalty, and I guess if you're going to make a Coach Gray, the worst place you can get a penalty is in the offensive zone behind the net, because you've got a lot of help back of you in case the Oilers break out. So that's the type of penalty done that Coach Johnson doesn't like to see his club get into.
That came with just 1 second remaining in the penalty to Randy Gregg. So the Oilers again have the power play as McTavish brings it up. He shoots it in. Napier picks it up off the boards. Trying to set something up, back to Gregg, to Napier. Napier into the corner. Gretzky tried to go cross ice. It hit Sheehy. Gretzky gets it again. Gretzky to Randy Gregg. Gregg drops it for Coffey, over to Gretzky. Gretzky winds up, saved by Vernon. Napier to McTavish, back of the net. 1:23 remaining in the penalty. 1-0, the Flames lead it. The Oilers on the power play. Gretzky tried to get it out front. It was gloved by Vernon as Napier was moving into the hole.
Well, Vernon made an excellent save against Gretzky. Actually, the angle was on the severe side, but he needed that first one to really get him in the game. You're going to see a lot of action in front of the net. Players from both teams are going to try to harass the goalie, set up the screen. So Vernon and Fuhr, will be challenged in that area. And again, Vernon and Fuhr played against each other in junior hockey. Vernon with the Calgary Wranglers, and Grant Fuhr played with Victoria. I guess I can remember those junior days.
I'm sure they can. With 1:15 remaining in the penalty to Poplinski, the face-off to the right of Mike Vernon. Dan Quinn against Krushelnyski. Krushelnyski got the draw, back to Gretzky, moving into the slot. A backhand shot, it goes wide. Curry picks it up off the boards for Krushelnyski. He's battling in the corner with McInnes. It pops loose to Curry. Back to Krushelnyski. He and McInnes continue their battle. They get it back to the line now to Coffey, over to Curry. Curry takes a shot. A screen drive. And Vernon got a piece of it. Another shot knocked down in front of the net. The Flames trying to get it out of there, and McCowan dumped it over the glass and out of play.
Now Wayne Gretzky continues to set records. Breaks his record, 212 points by registering 215. And a lot of concern is always, how do you stop Wayne Gretzky? Do you put a shadow on? Do you take his wingers away? You may be able to contain him for a period of time, but you never stop great players for very long.
The National Hockey League record book right there. Number 99, Wayne Gretzky. 43 seconds remaining in the penalty to Poplinski. 13:37 left in the period. 1-0. The Flames lead it on that early goal by Lanny McDonald. McCowan looking for that opening, finds one, racing after it is Risebrough. He is checked at the line, and the puck deflects into the Edmonton box.
Bob Johnson says that Risebrough comes to play each and every day. Again, he has 4 Stanley Cup rings, so you got 8 rings on that one line, but every team needs the veteran player, the guy that's been around, and that's exactly what those two provide for the Calgary Flames, that leadership.
We talked about the 8 Stanley Cup rings, 4 for Risebrough, 4 for Tonelli. The only members of the Flames who have those cherished Stanley Cup rings. Some of the younger members of both teams today anxious to take a look at the ring you won with the Philadelphia Flyers, Gary.
And some of the comments, not bad, not bad.
25 seconds remaining in the penalty. Messier drops it for Anderson. A shot right on. And the rebound picked up by Hockenloo. They find an opening. And as they try and dump it down the ice, it goes over the glass and out of play.
You know, that could be also a real key in tonight's hockey game. If Vernon makes the save, are the forwards or defense going to be around in a position to pick up that rebound? Because with the sheer speed that the Oilers possess, they're going to constantly have that second man going in the net looking for that loose puck.
You talk about speed. Jamie McCowan, I think, has surprised a number of people in other National Hockey League cities this year with his speed back in the blue line.
Absolutely, Don. And Murdoch mentioned that he at times becomes very unpredictable. You never know how he's going to perform, but he certainly is an offensive threat.
Gretzky trying to drop it into the corner. It's picked off by McInnes. He brings it out for Calgary, fakes the shot. Now he winds up right on, and Pure makes the save. And that will run out the penalty to Jim Poplinski. The Flames are back at full strength. Coffey in across the line. He's taken out of the play by McInnes. And that's something the Flames felt they had to do. Try and negate that speed of Paul Coffey. Anderson now comes in across the line. He's bumped by McInnes. And a pass intercepted in front of the net by Tonelli as he brings it out for Calgary. Puts on the brakes, looking in front, goes cross ice. Out front to Sutter, he scores! Coming in late on the play, Gary Sutter has given the Flames a 2-0 lead.
Now you're so accustomed to seeing the Oilers set up that type of scoring pass. But look at how quickly they break away. And now all it is heads-up play, finding the open man. Now Poplinski makes a real good pass here. Sutter had come from the bench, and Poplinski was in a position to be able to see him. Now once Grant Fuhr commits himself to Poplinski, Sutter had an easy time of it, but well executed by the Calgary Flames, and they got to be excited being up 2-0 right now.
Poplinski and Tonelli assisting on the goal by Gary Sutter at 7:38. It's a 2-0 Calgary lead.
You know, down by passing that puck around, it can do strange things to the defensive alignment of a club. You know, because it can move a lot quicker than players can skate.
Well, the playoff experience of John Tonelli has certainly come to the fore in this opening game of the Smythe Division Final. He has set up both Calgary goals. 11:55 is the time remaining in this opening period.
Only you.
Just because you've washed your car doesn't mean you're finished. After each wash, you need some Armor All. On the dash, the bumper, and especially the tires. After all, when you're in love, what's a few extra minutes? Armor All. It's the finishing touch every time you wash your car.
The Toronto Maple Leafs are on the scoreboard in St. Louis on a power play. Greg Millen gets caught out of the net for a moment, and before he's back and settled, Wendell Clark scores. It's 3-1 Blues.
And 2-0 here at the Northlands Coliseum. The Flames in front. Loose puck in the center ice area. Fired back in. Brought out. Picked off again by the Oilers. They bring it in. McTavish is bumped by Poplinski, and the puck was deflected up over the glass and out of play.
Well, it's been a very difficult year for Krushelnyski with the injuries and all, and so he didn't get into very many games. In fact, 54 was the total, so of course his goal production and point production is going to be down. But, you know, when you come off that injury list, you're ready to play, and you kind of want to redeem yourself and do well in the playoffs. And the Crusher, as he's nicknamed, has already done that with 3 goals in the first series.
Kevin Lowe shoots it into the Calgary zone. Napier picks it up off the boards, trying to get a shot away, fired it wide. In back of the net, Tonelli goes to the corner. Tonelli is bumped by Vogelin as Vogelin had raced in from the point. What a collision by the two veteran players inside that Calgary line.
Well, a defenseman can size that situation up. If he sees the puck coming around the boards and the forward is up too high, he can certainly pinch him and make things very difficult. And you saw Tonelli going right back at Vogelin again.
That time the situation was